Famcast Media, bitch.
You know, musicians are human beings just like the rest of us. But do we hold them to a different standard, and should we hold them to a different standard? And is it possible to, enjoy good art from a bad artist? Let's dig in. Good evening, demons and demonesses. It's Kwame Wahkan, and I'm back again. Now, this just popped up on my feed, and it's a very good article, and I figured, you know what? It involves metal musicians just as much as, metal fans and other things related to music. So I'm like, I might as well read this and just get your opinions on this. Now, this is actually a study that was done by, I'm blanking on the name right now, but it's a study that surveyed well over 1,000 music fans, all from different genres, and asked them their opinions about, whether an artist should or shouldn't be held accountable for their actions outside of the music world. Now, the title of this article is 62% of heavy metal fans can't separate the art from the artist. And, I kind of understand that. That's actually, compared to, other fans of other genres of music, that's actually pretty low. But it is still the majority, so I figured I might as well talk about this. Can you separate the art from the artist? It's a question that has plagued fans of not just heavy metal, but literally every musical genre that exists, has existed, and ever will exist. But according to a new study done by TickPick, most music fans, including 62% of metalheads, can't do it. The study surveyed music fans across different genres, age groups, to ask their opinions on whether or not they can separate the art from the artist. It asked to what degree musicians should be held accountable for their behavior and whether or not they can be forgiven for it. The findings, needless to say, are pretty interesting, and although the study itself is too detailed to fully dive into one article, there are a few highlights as far as we metalheads are concerned. 62% of heavy metal fans say it's impossible to separate a musician from their art, which is 12 percentage points less than folk music fans. Marilyn Manson is among the top 10 artists fans have stopped supporting. 51% of respondents believe that stopping their support of an artist depends on the circumstances. So when a musician fucks up, is it all doom and gloom forever onward? As far as the study is concerned, no. Although music fans as a whole do expect accountability from their favorite artists, most are also open to forgiveness so long as the artist puts forth legitimate effort to make amends. However, the study also acknowledges that some artists cannot be forgiven due to severity of their actions. R. Kelly specifically is ranked at number 1 artist people have stopped supporting due to a result of recent controversy, which in this case is sex crimes. David Ellefson is ranked number 20. Well, I'm glad that Dave Ellefson is literally at the bottom of this list. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the details of it, because like I said, it's still pretty foggy. Some say that, he contacted a minor on the internet. Others say that, he was catfish, and then they say he cheated on his wife. Either way, it's still pretty bad. I hope he can come back from it, because, he's a good musician. I know he released some new content, but I'll get more into that later in probably another video. Now, if we were to lump all music fans together across all genres, according to this chart, and I'm gonna put it up on the screen for you right now, 66% of music listeners say that it's impossible to separate, the art from the artist. Now, I have another chart right here, and the fans with the highest percentage of, votes that say that it's impossible to separate the art from the artist, it's mostly gospel fans and folk music fans. Now, I'm not exactly sure what they mean by folk music. I don't know if they mean like American folk music or European folk music or, Asian folk music, but I'm just going to but whatever it is, it's that seems pretty high. Now, next on the list, I think is jazz, then blues, then reggae. Now, towards the bottom is where you have heavy metal and hip hop. Heavy metal is still 62%, and hip hop is also 62%. Rock is 1%, so it's just like 61%, so like a little bit of a 1%, difference. But based on what I'm seeing, on this entire chart, and this isn't even all the music genres, this is just the most popular ones. The majority of the fans say, you can't separate the art from the artist. Now, here's another chart I have right here, and it says, should fans stop supporting musicians who say or do problematic things? Now, the majority of people say that it depends on the circumstances, and, I kind of agree with that, some people, there are some things that are, more severe and more unforgivable than others. Now, when it comes to a fan that, stops supporting an artist's music, what is it that the majority of the fans do? Well, according to this article, 62% just stopped listening to the music altogether, 48% stopped wearing their merchandise, 39% left, the fan community or any fan club, 38% got rid of, concert tickets or, stopped going to, any shows they plan on going to, 36% threw away, albums that they collected or, deleted music or songs that they downloaded, and about 30% unfollowed them on social media. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this is like all of the above or if people did multiple things on this list, but speaking from, experience, I've done, most, if not all of these things when it comes to, artists that, I kind of stopped listening to. Now, the article is very detailed and very lengthy, so what I'm going to do is just, post a link in the description so you guys can read it for yourselves, because, it's very interesting, and, it hammers down a lot of things that I've said. And, matter of fact, come to think of it, me and KK Reaper, touched upon this in our last interview that we did. You guys haven't seen that interview, check it out. Same, I can guarantee you right now, the person that I am today, I probably wasn't the same person that you met, that people knew, like, when I was 16. And I'm like, or 16 or 17, I'm like 27 right now. I know I did a lot of growing. I know I've changed my opinion on a lot of things. I've learned a lot of things. So.
And that's again, that's life, and you never stop growing, and so you never stop learning. And that's like the worst thing in the world is, that's my whole thing, is that if it's a repeat offense, if this is somebody who has like a pattern behavior and they're just not changing, that's one thing. Like, you can cancel somebody for perpetually being a dick. If the guy, if it's like a band full of neo-Nazis and they're constantly doing neo-Nazi shit, don't listen to them. Don't support that. But if it's somebody who, like, I don't know, like, if somebody used like the F-bomb, like talking about a gay person, and they were like one of my favorite artists, but they did that like 20 years ago, and like an audio clip just resurfaced, I'm not gonna penalize them for that.
Exactly. I mean, if they learned their lesson and they apologize, and they become a better person, then there's really no reason to just keep hounding at it. If they were still doing that same thing, then I could understand. But KK Reaper is a wonderful guy. Matter of fact, it's been quite a while since I spoke to the lad. I definitely need to hit him up. I haven't really spoke to him ever since I started working all these jobs. So, yeah, check out KK Reaper. Now, here's my take on this whole thing. Now, as you guys probably did or probably didn't notice, my Rihanna posters that I used to have up on the wall are gone. I took them down voluntarily because, like I said, I kind of lost a lot of respect for Rihanna. Me and, I think I had a conversation with another one of my fans about this. They had messaged me, and because I had said some, because, I said some pretty extreme things about Rihanna. Pretty much, to put it bluntly, I kind of lost all respect for Rihanna after, she became a billionaire. When it was announced that she became a billionaire, I saw so many people on the internet being like, "Oh my gosh, she deserves to be a billionaire. I'm so glad she's a billionaire. She worked hard for it." I'm like, but my thing is this, and this is like probably another topic for another video, but at the end of the day, no one really deserves to be a billionaire. There's no reason why one person should need that much money. Well, actually, I shouldn't say need, because no one needs that much money. It's impossible to spend that much money in your lifetime. Now, the only way anybody can get that much money is if they're exploiting people, is if they're taking advantage of people. So billionaires are basically just hoarding all of the fucking wealth. And I have no respect for anyone that likes to hoard wealth. I mean, look, it's one thing you want to be a millionaire. It's another thing if you want to, if you're a billionaire and you give most of that money away. But I seriously doubt Rihanna's giving any of that money away. I seriously doubt it. We all know what she did with the money. She bought a house. A mansion next door to a mansion that she already owns. What the hell do you need two mansions next door to each other for? I can understand if they were on two different sides of the United States. You had one in like New York and another one in like LA or some shit like that. She bought two mansions right next door to each other. So she clearly doesn't even know what she's going to spend her money on, and she clearly has no idea how to spend it. She's basically wasting it. There's no reason why you would need to buy two mansions next door to each other. If that isn't a sign that you have too much money, then I don't know what it is. My thing is this, billionaires, my thing is this, if you're a billionaire, you need to be taxed to hell. Tax the shit out of billionaires. Also, another thing, it would probably make me a hypocrite to leave the Rihanna posters up, because right behind my head, I have a poster that says, greed kills. Well, that's on this side. Greed kills. So what kind of person would that make me if I have a sign that says greed kills next to a picture of Rihanna? So, unfortunately, KK Reaper is really lonely up there on the wall. That is until I can get some more posters. I plan on getting some more. Pretty soon, decorating this room out. I already got the Batman poster behind me. Excuse the mess. Like I said, I literally just had to rush and clean this place up just so I could, start filming again. But another thing, I'm gonna take another example. R. Kelly. I kind of stopped listening to R. Kelly. Matter of fact, I stopped listening to him long before the documentary even came out. So this was back in, I think, high school, I think, was when I stopped listening to R. Kelly. Another artist I kind of stopped supporting, Nicki Minaj. Pretty much, I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt, because I'm like, all right, well, you got Nicki Minaj. She broke through, as a really successful female rapper. And then, she was dating Meek Mill for a time, and then she broke up with Meek Mill, and then she broke up with Meek Mill, and then she started dating a pedophile. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe this is just tabloid stuff, because, tabloids lie all the time. That was until she ended up marrying the pedophile. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck Nicki Minaj. I deleted every song that I had of hers. And to be honest, I kind of wish I never was a fan of hers in the first place. And the sad thing is I lost quite a few friends over this. Friends I've known for well over 12 years are you know what, Kwame, I don't want to be friends with you anymore because you say you don't like Nicki Minaj. And I'm like, do you understand that she married a pedophile? What kind of person is that you would marry a pedophile? No one in the right mind would do something like that, would they? I mean, take yourself for example. And I'm going to put myself for an example. If I was dating a girl, and if it turns out that she did something like that, you know what I would do? I'd say, bye-bye, I'm hitting the road, Jack, and I ain't coming back no more. That's it. Now, another thing I want to bring up is the whole cancel culture. Some people are saying, oh, well, this is cancel culture, trying not to separate the art from the artist and this, that, and the other. But my thing is this, all right? I'm the type of person that's willing to, accept that people make stupid mistakes in their life. There are, people that have done dumb shit in their lives, and then they grew up, they change, they apologize, they make amends for it. I'm not the type of person that's going to dig through 12 years worth of tweets and be like, oh, this person said this and that 12 years ago. As a matter of fact, I had a friend of mine that did some shit like that when it came to, the whole Krispy Kreme thing. Apparently, back in the 1940s, which is almost 70, damn near almost 80 years ago, they supported Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany. And they're like, oh, well, Krispy Kreme is canceled. I would never eat from Krispy Kreme again. I'm like, you do realize that Hitler's dead and the Nazis have been defeated. You do realize that, right? You're canceling a company that makes really good donuts, and I like their donuts and pastries and whatnot. And you're canceling them over something that happened decades ago before you or I were even born. That just goes to show you how crazy the cancel culture squad really is. And speaking of redemption and whatnot, I have one last chart I want to show you from the the article. And basically, these are the reasons that, fans will still continue to support an artist. Now, 64% say that they will still continue to support an artist if they work to make amends. 53% said that they would support an artist if they publicly apologized. 45% say that, the incident happened, a long time ago and, they changed. 37% say if they atoned by giving to charity. 15% say if they passed away. And as you can see, like at the very, very bottom, only 3% say it's never okay. So only 3% of music listeners say, it says that, we will never continue to support an artist despite, how bad they are and how good their art is. Or in this case, music. So I'm happy to know that, I'm not part of that 3%. When it comes to this, I have many reasons for, wanting to, forgive artists. Like I said, if you say something really stupid and then, you apologize for it and then you make the steps to, never do those actions again, and you've shown that you've learned and you've grown up, then you know what? I have no problem with it. Because, if you were to dig in anyone's past, you'll find out that a lot of people aren't as perfect as, they may seem. I have a past. I have skeletons in my fucking closet. Do I want somebody judging me as the man I am now based on, the little kid that I was, 10 to 15 years ago? No, definitely not. As you can see, now, I'm a fucking Satanist now. Do you know how all the crazy opinions that I had back when I was a Christian? I even cringe at some of the stuff that I believed in back when I was a Christian. But one thing about the past is that you have to learn and grow from it so that the future becomes brighter. I'm not saying you should forget about the past or ignore the past, but you learn from it. You look at your past, and then you look at the person you are now, and then you plan for the person you want to be in the future. What do you want to be remembered as? What do you want your legacy to be? All right? Nobody wants their legacy to be, oh, well, I said this dumb shit at a concert. Or, I was responsible for, allowing my fans to, get rowdy and someone ended up getting hurt or killed or something like that. Now, like I said, for severe cases like R. Kelly, I don't think there's any coming back from that. Even if the guy, maybe if the guy dies, I might see like some people saying, all right, well, he's dead and, he can't really profit off of the music anymore, so we're still going to listen to it. And to be honest, there was a time where, R. Kelly's music was, spiking after, the whole documentary came out. I don't know if that's because, fans are like, what, we're still going to support R. Kelly. Or it could be fans that say, hey, maybe R. Kelly has subliminal messages in his music, so we're going to listen to his music to see, hey, maybe we can link him to some other crime or some shit like that. And that's probably what might happen. But then again, you probably other people saying, hey, we miss the good old days back when, all these allegations came out. So we really never know. I don't know what's in the mind of, an R. Kelly fan. I mean, I will admit, the guy does know how to sing. And I think the best thing that can be some way to sum this up would be that clip from the Boondocks where Huey Freeman is in court. Was like, yeah, we all know the guy can sing, but he's sick. Hide his camcorder. Introduce him to older women, but not every black person that gets arrested is Nelson Mandela. That show never gets old. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this. What do you think? Do you still support, an artist that has done, terrible and disgusting things? Or do or like, hey, the past is the past, let's move on? Or are you like one of those people that say, hey, the person is dead, they can't profit off of it anymore, so it doesn't matter if we listen to it or not? Well, I just want to hear your opinion on it. I'm all about music, Metalheads are pretty much no different from any other, fan of any other music genre. And as you can see from this survey, we're pretty much like on the same page as most hip-hop artists. So I guess it's time for me to stop trashing hip-hop artists, because apparently we're all in the same boat here. And also apparently folk music fans and gospel fans have, a very devoted fan base. So I have to give credit to them where credit's due. But that's pretty much all I have to say. You guys just let me know your opinions. Leave your comments down in the comment section. And that's pretty much it. Alright, you guys, stay safe, stay metal, hail Satan. and I'll catch you guys on the next one.